Jade Cargill recently opened up about her feud with Naomi and the way WWE decided to book their story. Honestly, this wasn't something fans ever expected to hear about, because when everything first unfolded, it was one of those unpredictable twists that made people talk. Back in late 2024, WWE shocked the audience by scripting Jade being found laid out on top of a car in the parking lot with smashed glass everywhere. It was one of those classic mystery angles, a whodunit storyline, and it completely shook things up. At the time, Jade was in the middle of a successful tag team title run with Bianca Belair. She looked untouchable, at the top of her game, and there weren't any reports suggesting she was injured or going to take time off. That made the entire thing even more surprising because nobody really knew what was going on. Different outlets gave conflicting reports, some saying she was legitimately injured, others claiming it was all part of a bigger storyline. Either way, it created a ton of buzz. Jade eventually returned at Elimination Chamber, and that's when the truth was revealed. Naomi was behind the attack, and it kick-started one of the more heated rivalries of Jade's WWE career. They squared off at WrestleMania in a match that shocked fans because Jade came out victorious. After that, their feud continued to grow when Jade won the Queen of the Ring tournament. In another match against Naomi, Jade picked up another big win, this time with Bianca Belair serving as the special guest referee. But things didn't stop there, because Naomi later went on to cash in Money in the Bank and become the Women's World Champion. That sequence of events changed the trajectory of both their careers, but WWE never officially explained why Jade was sidelined in the first place. It was Jade herself who later admitted that she needed time off because she was dealing with a neck injury. She revealed it wasn't something that required immediate surgery, but she would eventually need to address it years down the line, as most wrestlers do after taking so much punishment in the ring. Throwing yourself onto hard surfaces night after night takes its toll, and Jade was already feeling that wear and tear. So WWE used the mystery attack to cover for her absence, and when she came back, it completely shifted her career. What started as a shocking parking lot angle ended up fueling her singles run and giving Naomi one of the best pushes of her career. Naomi especially benefited because not only did she shine as a tag team champion alongside Bianca, but she also reminded fans that she could excel as a single star. She proved again just how talented she really is, and the feud gave her the momentum she needed to get to that next level. It was one of those rivalries that elevated both women, but in many ways, Naomi's career reached a new peak because of it. Recently, Jade revealed even more about what she and Naomi had originally planned for their feud. She spoke about their no-holds-barred match at Evolution 2 and claimed that what fans saw was just a fraction of what they wanted to do. The match already featured weapons like chairs, kendo sticks, and tools, but Jade said they pitched ideas that would have taken things much further. According to her, they actually wanted to use mace and even razors. Obviously, WWE shut those ideas down, and for good reason. Still, Jade made it clear she was more than willing to push the boundaries. She admitted she really wished they could have used the mace, but she understood why the company rejected it. Mace sprays far and wide, and if it had been used in the ring, there was a real risk of people in the crowd getting hit with it too. Jade laughed about how insane it would have been to see the entire front row affected, but at the end of the day, WWE had to protect its audience. As for the idea of using razors, she admitted that would have been difficult too, and the company clearly wanted no part of it. And honestly, WWE probably made the right call. Pro wrestling has always had elements of danger, but there's a difference between hardcore spots that add drama and deathmatch-style violence that doesn't really fit WWE's product. Using real mace or real razors would have crossed that line, and while there are fans who enjoy extreme deathmatch wrestling, WWE has never been about that. Their focus has always been on telling stories with drama, athleticism, and spectacle without putting the wrestlers or fans in unnecessary danger. That being said, Jade's willingness to think outside the box showed another side of her. She wanted to add something wild and unique to the feud, something that would stand out, and you can't fault her for that. Some people even argued they could have made it work with fake mace, the same way wrestling has used fake weapons or props in the past. Imagine a spray bottle with water and food coloring that looked convincing enough but didn't actually hurt anyone. WWE could have pulled off a spot like that without risking real injuries. It's similar to what CM Punk once told Jack Perry in AEW about using fake glass instead of real glass. The point is to create an illusion and get the desired reaction without causing actual harm. Still, even without those extreme props, Jade and Naomi managed to put on an intense rivalry that kept fans invested. It wasn't just about the matches, they carried the feud onto social media too, blurring the lines between fiction and reality. Anytime a storyline makes fans question what's real and what's scripted, it's doing its job. Their interactions had people buzzing, debating whether certain moments were planned or genuine, and that's exactly what keeps pro wrestling exciting. Looking back, the feud did wonders for both women. It gave Jade her first major singles program in WWE and elevated her to a higher level. It also transformed Naomi into a main event player again, reminding fans and the company just how valuable she is. Her current character work and presentation are some of the best in her career, and much of that momentum can be traced back to this rivalry with Jade. Jade's revelation about the extreme spots they pitched adds a whole new layer of intrigue to the story. It shows just how far she was willing to go to make her matches memorable. While WWE wasn't comfortable with mace or razors, fans can appreciate the passion Jade had for delivering something unique. It also shows her mindset as a performer who wants to constantly push herself and bring something different to the table. Outside of this feud, Jade Cargill has been making headlines for other reasons too. She continues to be one of the most talked about names in WWE, whether it's her dominance in the ring, her fashion choices, or her charisma outside of it. Since arriving in WWE, she's been positioned as a star, and her rise hasn't slowed down. Her Queen of the Ring once solidified her as a top player, and her matches have consistently drawn attention. She's one of those wrestlers who brings a big fight feel every time she steps into the ring, and that's rare. There's also been buzz about what's next for her. Some fans wonder if a major singles championship run is on the horizon. With the momentum she has and the way WWE has booked her, it feels inevitable that Jade will hold one of the top women's titles sooner rather than later. Whether she ends up feuding again with Naomi, colliding with Bianca Belair, or stepping into the ring with other big names like Rhea Ripley, the possibilities are exciting. Jade has also been trending because of her crossover appeal. She's gained attention outside of wrestling, appearing in mainstream media, fashion events, and interviews where she's been praised for her confidence and unique presence. She has the look, the charisma, and the athletic ability that make her stand out not only as a wrestler but as a personality who can carry herself in multiple arenas. That's why WWE clearly sees her as one of their future cornerstones. Fans are already speculating about potential dream matches for her in the coming years. Some want to see her go one-on-one with Charlotte Flair in a big WrestleMania showdown. Others are hoping for a long-term rivalry with Rhea Ripley, given how both women are presented as powerful forces in the division. The idea of Jade stepping into those kinds of programs only adds more hype to her future. At the same time, she's not afraid to speak her mind, and that honesty is part of what makes her stand out. Just like with her comments about wanting to use mace and razors, Jade is open about the risks she's willing to take and the ideas she has for pushing boundaries. That kind of passion and transparency resonates with fans, even if WWE doesn't always approve of her suggestions. The feud with Naomi will probably go down as one of those rivalries that changed the trajectory of two careers. It had everything you want from a WWE storyline: drama, mystery, shocking reveals, intense matches, and memorable moments. Even if some of their wildest ideas never made it into the ring, the story they told still delivered. And now, with Jade opening up about the behind-the-scenes details, fans have even more appreciation for what went into making it happen. As WWE continues to shape the women's division, Jade Cargill remains at the center of attention. Her combination of strength, charisma, and star power makes her one of the most exciting names to watch. Whether she's feuding with Naomi, eyeing a singles championship, or stepping into new rivalries, Jade is going to be a headline name for years to come. And if her latest comments are any indication, she's always going to be someone who wants to push the envelope and keep fans guessing about what she'll do next.